Moving along, we have our speakers, and I'm going to call the first three all at once. Larry Chang, William Corrigan, Renata Jakubka. And you're to come to the mic. So you can just come down and stand right here.
Hello, I'm Renata, and my husband David Jakubka of the International Center for Environmental Arts. Dave is out there in the audience. Ione is an honorary chairman of the board from ICEA. David and I are so proud to be here today to honor Ione. We would not have missed it for the world. I first met Ione 10 years ago when we had the World Conference on Human Rights here in Cleveland in the Leader Building. When she walked in, she was so pleasant and so friendly, and her kind words were so warm. I felt that I have known her all of my life. Since then, she has been a great inspiration and mentor to me and has provided encouragement to me to bring me up to this moment. Her devotion, energy, and kind words know no bounds. With Ione's knowledge and support, ICA has been able to achieve what is important in this world by bringing awareness about issues like art, environment, culture, women's rights, human rights, racial issues, and of course, peace. Ione is truly one of a kind. She, like many of our community elderly leaders, are a valuable asset to our young people that is rapidly vanishing from our society. We should all learn from her that by being focused and persistent, you can achieve and believe. Ione, you truly are our hero. Thank you for everything. And also, I'd like to give you a little small token of our appreciation from me to remember this day by. And I would also like to thank Linda Park and Women Speak Out for making this such a special day for Ione. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Larry Chang. I had the honor and pleasure of chauffeuring Ione Biggs to this gathering this evening. So let me speak about chauffeuring, driving. Ione, as you know, does not drive. Something happened when she was learning, and she never got a license to drive on her own. But Ione has been to more places, attended more conferences, met more people, participate in more useful conferences than most of us have. It is inspiration to us who can walk and drive and still can run. One of the projects that Ione has left undone, not because of her fault, but because of other factors, is CEDAW, C-E-D-A-W, the Convention to Eliminate All Discriminations Against Women. It is an international convention most countries of the world have adopted, have signed. Rich, advanced countries, poor, less developed countries, they all have been counted as signers, but not the United States. And therefore, to encourage, to please Ione, as one reason, we ought to bear in mind the unfinished project of CEDAW. We need a new administration in Washington. We need to do a lot of things. But to start, we definitely must rise up early in the first Tuesday of November. We will do it We must get our friends to do it. We need a regime change. That's all in honor of Ione, if not for anything else, to do this. Thank you. CDOT, remember that.
Good evening. My name is Charles C. I'm Director of the Community Reentry Program and Associate Director of the Lutheran Metropolitan Ministry. And it is my pleasure to be here and celebrate this most auspicious occasion with Ms. Biggs. I have just a few remarks, and in the interest of time, I will be brief because I think no amount of time would allow me to adequately express my appreciation for you and what you have been and what you've done for this community. It is with great pleasure that I take a moment to offer my and the greater Cleveland's communities thanks and appreciation to Ms. Ione Biggs for her lifetime of community service, social advocacy, and for being an exemplary role model for women, for men, and for children throughout the greater Cleveland community. The Reverend Theophilus Cavanagh, President of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, wishes to express on behalf of the entire membership of SCLC our profound thanks and appreciation to you for your years of unselfish service and devotion to the principles of human rights, social justice, law, and order. Be it therefore resolved, Ms. Ione Biggs, that this day you are declared by the Southern Christian Leadership Conference a drum major for justice, and we offer you our profound thanks for all that you have been and continue to be in this community. Thank you so much.
As we prepare for our next musical selection, listening to these speakers talk about or speak on Ms. Biggs, it makes me think of an old joke that I'm sure most of us as activists have heard. One morning, a chicken and a pig were in a conversation, and the chicken said to the pig, well, you know, the farmer's getting ready to cook breakfast. So he says, I guess I'm going to have to lay a couple of eggs. And the pig says, well, I have to think about that. And he says, well, why? The chicken says, why? And he says, well, for you, it's a sacrifice. For me, it'll be a commitment. So Ms. Biggs understands that word commitment, giving up everything for the fight and struggle of human justice. At this time, we will now hear a selection from Mr. Gino Raffaelli and Ms. Ruth Lamb, who so wonderfully did the accompaniment for Lift Every Voices Sing as well. So at this time, we'll listen to them. Thank you, Mr. Raffaelli. We will now hear from James Levin and Diane Lardy.